Woo! I was gonna make sure the audio is actually working.
If not,
probably not. Hello. And it is. Yes, excellent. Cool. Alright, so feel free to chime in if you have any suggestions. That would be great. Otherwise, just enjoy.
Or complaints.
So this is a pretty new game called Lootin Limits. And so the idea is we're all a group of pirates that just came across this treasure, and now it's time to divide it up. But we've all messed with each other's loot bags. So the idea is you've messed with the capacity of everyone else's loot bag. So you don't know what your capacity is, but you know what everyone else's capacity is. And you're trying to decide, are you going to take a jewel and put it in your bag? Or are you going to tap out thinking that you've reached your capacity? So I'm going to give each of you a number. And so this is...
Don't look at the screen.
Don't look at the screen. Don't look at the screen.
I'm looking at the screen.
Don't look at the screen.
Don't look at the screen.
I can't see it.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Nice.
Because I'm really trying. Look, if I'm a pirate, I'm not like dabbing at the corners of my mouth with a napkin. I'm just going to steal booty.
Okay. So...
By the way, yours is looking great. You're welcome.
What's looking great?
Your booty's looking great.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, all the time in the van, we were concerned, but Planet Fitness, who knew?
Yeah, there
Planet
you go.
Fitness is great.
Who knew?
It is.
One of our first sponsors.
Yeah, there you go. Planet Fitness.
We
Now
hope.
give us all of the loot.
We hope.
Already off the rails.
Yes. Alright, here we go. So, yes, everyone can see what everyone else's capacity is, so you know that that's not yours.
How high do the numbers go?
What's the
So
range?
0 to 12.
Okay.
0 to 12. So in the first round,
So this could be 0, and I have no idea.
exactly, it could be 0, and if you put one jewel in your bag, you would go over capacity. and you would
Facebook,
be out.
is this 0?
Don't answer.
La la la.
You can see mine too, Facebook.
Wait, did somebody
So-
say something?
Oh, hello. Don't look. I'll look here.
But I want to know what they
Yeah,
said.
I actually saw mine, so give me another one. I was being funny, and I
also
also
did. Mine fell off.
Oh my
Stop
god!
being dicks.
I don't even have one.
Finally,
I
somebody
didn't
else
give
said
it
it.
No idea.
How about this, Facebook? Is that 0? Not looking this time.
That's a better distribution, maybe. Maybe not.
Oh, hey, there's some table
I'm
talk for you. There's some table talk.
psyching
you
Use that to your advantage.
That's part of the game, right?
Exactly.
I had heard that this was tabletop type of game.
Yeah. It's better the later at night you do it.
Great.
So
We're
it
good.
Oh!
Would be terrible in it?
They said it is. Back when you had.
Who was
Okay.
it?
No, it wasn't because I saw it.
Who said that?
Okay.
Who's the commenter?
Shivani? I think
Oh.
Shivani's in Toronto. What's up, Shivani?
Hey.
Okay.
Hi, Shivani.
Pretty sure. I think she did Woof. Was
Oh.
that you, Shivani? Did you do the game Woof? Alright. Here we go. So, what's going to happen is.
What
in
the?
Yeah, what the woof. Yeah. Was that you, Shivani? We'll see. Don't look. Okay. So we're good. On the first round, I'm going to flip over a card. So
So we know it's not a 2.
now you know, yeah, your card is not a 2.
Mm.
So you have to decide. So we're going to start with Nadine. Are you going to take a jewel and put it in your bag?
Yes.
Or are you going to tap out thinking you're at 0?
No, I'm a.
She just took 2.
Took one.
Do colors matter?
One.
No. So once you can wait, once it's actually in the bag, that's when you tell them if they busted or not. So you're fine.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Oh my
No,
god,
we're fine.
you're totally fine.
Team Nadine. Hashtag.
Uh-huh.
Stay.
You good?
I'm not looking at you.
I'm really afraid it's 0 now. And this is our only piece of information we have right now.
And
These, this, and the things that Kathleen says.
And there's 0 to 12. But don't listen to what Kathleen says.
But what can we say? I mean,
you're fine.
You can say whatever. If you want to mess
So
with
I could say,
people.
don't
You
put it
smell
in
of
or
fresh
keep it
radishes
in.
in spring.
And porcupines.
Literally
She
say
said I could say
whatever.
whatever I want to say.
Yeah.
You've told me that this week.
I know. Overusing it.
Okay. So like I could ask, should I do it? And then they might
Question: Did you shuffle the
Well,
cards?
do
that
we
you
have to
took
tell you
back?
the truth?
I doubt it. They don't have to tell me the truth.
No.
I don't know.
You mess with each other.
Because we're pirates.
Yeah, exactly. You want to mess with each other.
You want to get that?
I don't even need to listen to y'all. I'm just doing it.
Yes, if you take it
Can I
and
give
give
it
it to somebody else instead if you don't want to take it.
Like, I just told her she should give it to me, which I feel like should be allowed because I still don't know my thing. It could cause me to bust if she wanted to knock me out.
I'm not sure why you would want
Yeah, well,
that.
we'll just
Because
keep
I get an
playing.
extra treasure.
We'll keep playing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's interesting.
I'm
You're
breaking
good.
your game
You're
already.
good.
We haven't even had one time around.
You are good.
Let's
I'm
play.
amazing.
Let's play by the rules for now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And then
I don't know what
see-
the rules are. I'm asking what the rules are.
You don't know what the rules are?
I mean, you said I could take the game, and you also said we could say anything we want.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but you can't do whatever you want.
I want
So-
you to go out and get me fresh Twizzlers.
Not gonna happen.
That's what I want to
You're
say.
not the overlord anymore.
Okay.
That was a different game.
Damn it.
That was a different game.
You
That
can-
wasn't like a weird.
You
that
can
was an
say
actual
whatever
game.
you want. It doesn't mean I'm going to implement it.
Just to be clear. Okay, so now we're on to round 2. So now we have 6. So you know that none of you have 6.
Is that how you say it in Canada? 6?
6.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Okay. So the accent.
Okay, so now if you
What
are,
happens if you bust?
if you bust, you're out,
You get nothing.
and you get. I think I'm gonna have it. If you bust between 0 and 4, you get like 4 points. If you bust between like 5 and 7, you get 6 points. 8 and 12, you get 8 points or something like that.
Oh.
And you want to be as close to 0
Why don't you
as
just reduce
possible.
all those by an equal factor then?
Yeah, something I haven't figured it out.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I mean, I was
low
saying.
number.
Then your incentive would be to bust at that point.
No, you want to get as close to 0. Yeah. People were suggesting that because they said it would be easier. Like you would have higher chance of busting at a lower number, so you want to be not too harshly penalized for that. I don't know. I was saying that you just go +8 if you bust.
Hi,
at any
MK.
point. Because
He said mess with each other.
yeah, definitely.
Trying.
Oh, that's Monica. That's right.
Like how far we take?
All right, I'm going to take another one.
But let's just say for now that if you bust, you get +8. You want to get as close to 0 as possible.
Okay.
So now if you have 1, you'd have 2.
You busted!
Capacity.
No.
No, you're fine.
There's 2s on the table.
Yeah.
No, if you have 1, you would.
It's
bust.
when you go over,
Oh, when you go. Oh.
Yeah.
not when you hit.
Oh.
You
Because
want
you
to
can
be
hold
right,
that
okay.
many.
That's
You want to tap out when you're when you've matched your capacity.
Yes.
Right.
So it's, right now this round is just if you have 1.
So, if I step out right now,
If you tap out, yeah.
what happens?
So if you tap out, you would look at your number and then the difference between your number and when you tap the number of jewels in your bag. I guess I should have.
No.
And then golf scores. It's
So-
golf score, low score wins.
I thought
Exactly. You want to be as close to 0 as possible. So if you tap out and you have 1 jewel in your bag and your capacity was 12,
Then
it
I
would
would
be
be
11.
Okay,
So it'd be even worse
You
than
wanna be the
busting.
lowest. Yeah, okay.
so
and
right
busting is
now, if
Yeah, I'm saying it's 8.
if my score is 9 or lower, it's still in my advantage to bust or to tap out because I'm only going to get 7 or less, rather than take a chance on getting 8 if I bust taking another.
You could, but the other players would most likely get lower scores than that, than 7. 7's
Right.
not a great score, but
But it's
You
lower
try.
than if I bust.
yes, correct.
Yeah, I'm mathing.
Yeah,
I'm a
math
math teacher.
it out.
I'm
Math
a
it out.
math teacher.
You were.
True, I was.
Thank you.
Sorry, I don't want to take credit for the proper teacher in the room.
Proper, yeah.
Is Kathleen
I'm
a
not
real
sure what
teacher?
about her.
In the
That's a
classroom.
fair question as
I'm
well.
guessing in the classroom.
only the prototyper. Or the
Playtester.
playtester. You're
Sweet.
Dedicated playtest.
dedicated playtester. Just so awesome.
You're good.
Oh, so scary. Oh my god.
Why are you scared for her?
I want her to do well.
I don't like that. Am I good?
No,
You're good.
Yes, you're
but your bag is fine.
A good bag.
I'm tapping out.
You are actually?
Yeah, I want to see what happens.
Shit. That was
Good
great.
job.
Oh!
You can totally see I am a low-level sorcerer!
You
see it!
totally were.
No, I would not cheat. I'm a lot of things. I would not cheat.
I mean, I could barely tell it was
Yeah,
the
no,
one, and I knew what it
absolutely cannot
was.
see. I absolutely cannot
I
see.
will-
Yeah.
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 And why did you do that?
Well, one, I wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
2, I'm a low-level sorcerer.
I think that's
we
like
were
level
all-
3
you guys
skill
looked
leagues.
kind of interested when it was coming around to me, so I could maybe smell blood in the water.
Which means the game's working, guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
No, it's I'm a low-level sorcerer.
We
was
were
more
asking
important.
all of these questions because we
7.
wanted to know what would
Right.
happen to you.
Right. So
No, I was legit
Right.
like, if mine's a
Yep.
4.
I'm gonna take
Sure.
one. Am I good?
But you also knew it was.
So how many points do I have?
Right, I knew it wasn't
0,
1.
which is the best.
All right. Well, I don't know if I want.
The golf score.
Any point.
Yeah, no, I know, but if the whole point is pirates and getting a lot of booty, and then winning is 0.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, well, let's play the game.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Alright.
And now I'll just sit here and play with my necklace since I can't do anything
I know,
else in
because
the
it's just
game.
about being like the most efficient pirate, not necessarily.
Is this
the
based on my
longest.
mother?
You're not leaving any loot behind.
Yeah, you don't leave any loot behind.
Is that what this is?
Yes.
Really?
No loot behind. Maybe that's what it's called.
No, it should be no booty behind.
Booty behind.
Ah.
Booty behind.
No booty behind.
No booty behind.
I know it's not 2, so I should have just done that faster. I was
Right.
like,
Yeah,
thinking
Yeah, that's why I went
it's very
ahead.
silly.
Yeah, we know that the lowest.
We
would be
know
a
it's
super-
not.
You know, each of us
We
could
know
be
you
a
won't
super-
bust. at
Right,
one
you know
because
that.
it's on the
Right.
table.
You know
So
that
everyone
we
could have
use
just
this-
taken one.
yeah.
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 Okay.
Oh, and there's 3.
So then everyone.
So we know we're good
Well,
for one
actually,
more
so then,
round.
well, could you do that then? Could you just have a supply there? So sorry, because like,
Because we all know that we can take it.
Yeah.
We all
I mean,
know.
if it's there, it's there. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
So now we're at 4.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
No, I keep knocking over. I almost knocked it on the table again.
Okay, so there's another one.
That's not helpful though.
is it?
Well,
We're
it
all
is,
above
because-
0.
No, yeah, so we
Yeah.
all take another
You all take another one. Yeah.
Oh, no.
not necessarily.
No.
Oh,
But
sorry.
this 4
No,
isn't
no.
out there.
Oh,
So-
sorry. Oh my god. Even this messes with my brain.
I mean, clearly, according to what Pam just said.
4 is not out here.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
It could be here.
Because you all have
here,
4
or
in your
here,
bags.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if any of you have 4 and if you take a 5th, you'll bust. So
Right.
that's where
Yes.
we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you think you have a 4? Is the
I am
question.
I'm gonna tap out. Stop.
All right. You're tapping out. You
Yep.
look at your card.
Oh crap!
No, that's good. Oh, 11. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a minute.
Seven.
You had lower than that.
Seven.
That was not good.
I'm not a math genius like somebody at the table, but
Yeah, apparently.
Well, it's less than 8, so
Yeah.
not so bad.
Okay.
do you want me to get my notebook
So
so I can
I'm
write
at
copious
4.
notes?
If it's, I know it's not 11, so it could still be 12, or it could be 10, 9,
No. Oh yeah.
yeah, 8, 7. Nope, 7's there.
6.
6 or 5. But at this point, it would have to be 12 for it to be worse than busting. Yeah.
It's like a word problem.
There's like
Well, this is how she plays games.
Amanda the pirate has 6 gems, but Susan
I'm gonna
the
do
pirate
it.
has 4.
Yep.
You're good.
You guys
Sweet.
Good.
The one other fun little issue is, as people have bags full of gems, it may be hard to keep track of how many gems they have in their bags just by looking at them. I understand the see-through bags are designed to help with that,
Yeah.
as are the different colors.
Yeah. This is supposed to help with that. So you should have 5.
Oh,
round.
because you've
Right.
done one each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh,
Okay, that's somewhat better. Now that you're pointing out that.
Yeah, I didn't point that out.
Now for me, it's like 50-50 whether it's a high number or low. Not quite, but it's a narrower.
Everybody likes fiscally
maybe
conservative
not.
pirates.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna tap out.
Good
Okay.
choice.
Yay!
And you
You're
have
one.
4, so you get
Yep.
1.
Yep.
Haha,
Okay.
Which is
I
lower
was like,
than
I
7.
bet on the 4 or the 5, and I don't want to risk it.
Well, this is yeah.
I'm
risking ours.
going.
You're good.
Well, clearly 6 and 7 are here, and she had 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
5, 6,
would-
7 are taken care of.
Right.
Well, she didn't know if she had the 4 or not.
I suppose that's
Right.
fair.
Yeah.
So what
Right.
are we all just grabbing?
I forgot that the 4 wasn't out there.
So
So-
so you both can just grab one now because
2 now for the 6 and the 7?
Oh,
Because
right,
the
you busted
5
2.
Well, she
5
didn't
is
bet. She
there.
tapped out.
Oh,
and
right.
6 is there.
Okay.
So we can take 2.
Yeah, you can
Take 2 for the
6 and
6
7.
and 7.
6 and 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to be at 6, 3,
I guess
4,
6.
Yeah.
7.
5, 6, 7. Right. 7.
Right,
because
you're
you're going
at
down.
7.
So we
but
need to put
only
another
6
card out.
of these have gone out. So you guys just
This
took
is
for this
zero.
one,
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
which
there's
is
the
fine.
four.
Just 4, which we
Doesn't
kind
help,
of knew
yeah.
already.
And I think at previous playtest we were saying I shouldn't
No,
reveal
you
the
should,
last
you
You should
should
not reveal the
or
last
actually even the last two I think we were saying,
Yeah.
which
It-
whatever.
Also,
that part didn't
we
help
knew
you.
that. We knew that already.
Yeah,
so it doesn't
exactly.
matter,
So, now,
you have to decide if
yeah.
If I'm the 8
Yeah, I don't think the
The
last two. I
9.
think the last two is.
or the
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
I have 7.
But you have 7, so you could take one anyway without busting, because
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because it's
you-
going
you
over
have
They'll be
seven.
equal.
You have
Yeah.
7. No, you
Yeah.
have 6. Oh, no, you have
No,
7.
yeah, but
But I know I'm not at 7, and I can hold my capacity.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
So the lowest it could be is a 8, 9, 10. I mean 8, 9, 11.
no, she had 11.
Yep.
8, 9, or 12.
Thank you. I was like, I just said this.
So
Yeah.
you each can definitely take one more.
Yeah. Okay. And then,
So then you have to decide.
right. Do I think I'm the 8?
Do you think you're the 8?
We're not revealing one, so I don't get
Do
that
you-
final piece of
Do you
information.
think you're the 8?
Right.
I do like the idea of having players like choose simultaneously instead of going around. It
Yeah.
makes everybody do something at the same time.
Yeah, because this
And
way, depending on who taps out,
Yeah,
they
you
get
can do
other.
this.
Yeah.
Everybody.
People could like.
I'm gonna tap.
You know.
You're tapping out?
I'm tapping out.
Alright. And so you should look at your cards, so
Yes.
you were at 8, right?
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm going for it. Because,
Just put like 4
I mean,
in your
I-
bag.
Oh, yeah,
you
you
know,
know,
yeah,
you
you're
knew
good.
that she
Yeah,
had 8.
you're good.
but I'm also,
Well,
No.
it's you either.
I can do this
it-
one, and then if I'm the 9, then
The-
I haven't busted.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
And now I will tap
So
Alright.
because I think I have it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you look and you're good. Alright. So then the idea would be we would do that 2 more times, and whoever cumulatively had the lowest cumulatively had the lowest score would win. After doing that 3 times.
So
Okay. That's the idea.
one thing I would like
Yeah.
is I like the idea of information that I 100% cannot see.
Yeah.
I like the idea of shared information that everyone can see.
Mm-hmm.
The piece that's missing is information that only I have seen.
Mm.
So if you take the cards
Mm-hmm.
and deal everybody like 1 or 2 of them of what's in the
Ah.
deck, I would see one other number
yeah,
that's in
yeah.
the deck.
And then you would put it in
Yes.
the middle.
well,
No,
how
no,
many-
I don't think it ever shows. I
Right. No. What I was gonna say was,
Yeah.
if each one of us gets a card, we're still not seeing everything, right? And then we all get to look at the one card,
Yeah.
give them back to you, shuffle them up, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then as you go through the deck, there's just one more tiny little piece of information that we don't all have the same amount of information. I mean, already it's a little bit different because I can't see my own,
Right.
but a little bit of imperfect information so that I might see a number come out that people are like, oh, I don't know, like, I might, but then I know that information.
And so you would know that one piece the whole time, and then cards are still coming out publicly.
Correct.
But it
Of
feels
the cards
like,
that are left.
Yeah.
like if the last person has the highest number and the cards come out in a way that, you know, 3, 4, 5 haven't come out of the deck yet, but you know, so you see every other, so
they
then
know
you know
what it is,
what
yeah.
you know, you're pretty much gonna know what you're gonna have then. So it feels like we should be revealing these numbers, or we should stop after 3 or something, because it feels like there's much more of an advantage.
Well, see, that's the thing, because like
Or that it should vary by player.
right. What happens if you bust?
I think I'm saying you get +8.
Right. So the thing is, I had a 1 in the first round, which
Yeah.
is objectively the worst, and the only
you
reason.
could have had a 0.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Second
Yeah.
objectively the worst, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, out of all of us, I had the absolute least information, and it was because I'm a low-level sorcerer
Yeah.
that I was able to get that right. And so,
Yeah.
this is something where, like, I wouldn't even, like, who here would have bailed in their first round?
No.
Probably none of us, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so basically,
And that's
like,
why I was saying if you bust at a lower range, you wouldn't be as penalized as much because you don't have as much information.
but if you're telling me then if I bust, then I get -8 points.
Well, I was saying if you bust between like 0 and 4, you would only get -4
But
or
if
something, or +4.
Tina had gone ahead and gotten the 10th gem because she thought she had the number 12.
Mm-hmm.
then she would have gotten 8.
Yeah, she would have gotten.
Because she had so much information to work off of.
Yeah,
and
yeah, you
I
got
knew that I had
+4.
a 9 because of a mistake
Right.
you made.
Yep,
and
I
she
noticed it
corrected
as soon
you.
as
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, I'm not.
Oh, then I also pointed at your
Ah.
9.
My fault.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
No, not your fault. I mean, well,
I mean, I didn't make
Yeah.
a mistake. I said all of the numbers.
Right.
but you
But
said,
I
you
said something. There was something that I said. You
Yeah.
can go back to the tape and see.
I
Oh,
got
okay.
an extra
I
piece of
almost wonder,
information
like,
not related to
like,
that. where I
Triangular
knew.
numbers, you know what I mean? Like a really, even a more narrow range, because if I get -4 for getting like a 1 or a 0, right? Where it's like, I mean, this is like I got to do 1 turn. If it was a 0, as soon as it touches my bag, I don't even get the chance to like
Right.
experience
That's right.
more.
Yeah.
You know. And the other thing,
Yeah, I don't think zero
right?
should
The other
be
thing
in
too is I would also take out some cards as well, as far as like
Right.
what will come out.
Yes, yeah,
not
there's
have
always
all the
3
cards.
random
Right,
ones that
and,
are
I,
all
and the numbers
yeah.
should go higher. You should have a higher range, like
Yeah.
to 15 or 18 or something like that. And that way too, it's like there's going to be gaps where people will have to guess more.
Yeah. I like that.
I do too.
I'm good at everything. No, it's not. I'm bad at being humble. Okay, no.
I guess I didn't want it to go on too long, where people who were, out early, they're sitting there for
Well,
like 10 minutes.
But if there's a really good reward for me doing it and being like the first one to jump out and be smart about it, like
Yeah.
not only did I do this, but like hey, then I got a bonus, right? Then that can reward me for doing that. I'm not saying okay, here's that fixed.
No. Totally different idea.
Oh, right, cool.
To keep the player that's out engaged, would there be some mechanism where we could ask her a yes or a greater or lower than question, or some other thing where we would buy a piece of information from her and she'd be able to get points?
I would
by
lie.
us.
Yeah, I
I'll-
don't know
I'll-
what your motivation.
Yeah.
I'll trade you one of my gems or something
Yeah.
for the card information that you have.
But at this point, she has nothing.
But she-
I mean,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I think at this
maybe,
point,
yeah.
I'd rather have nothing to do and to focus on like what actually is happening, because theoretically the reward for me jumping out and being right should be great, as far as it goes. Now, and if I bust, then
How would you have felt if you were the 12?
if I was the 12,
And then you.
I didn't bust.
Or
But then
got
you would
one-
be plus
got
11.
I understand,
Yeah.
but I didn't bust.
Yeah.
I don't
Terminology.
like,
Yeah.
it's weird, you know what I mean? But like from a psychological standpoint, this doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I'm not bothered by anything, but playing with the information as far as what's public,
Yeah.
what's private, what's semi-private, that to me is the more interesting thing. Making this call and getting this right is amazing. Having a bonus, like for the earlier you jump out or something like that, and also, I don't know, that's fine. Having everybody play simultaneously, I think, is also interesting, because then you're not necessarily everyone's playing the same game at the same time.
Yeah.
And other numbers can come out, right? Other people stop at certain times, which means then, nothing.
Yeah.
Should we do it again?
Let's try it. I'd like to try it at the same time, because I am curious if going at the same time you sort of lose any sort of gamesmanship of,
Well,
when it's just you, everyone's focused on you.
if we each pull
Yeah,
one
we
at
each
the
go
same
like
time,
this, and we either grab, and then
Yeah.
we do this to reveal if we have one
If
or
we're
not.
doing it or not.
But what does that do? It's, I guess, it speeds up the game. Is that what we're solving? Or
Well, and then everybody's doing something at the same time.
Right.
yeah.
and then we're all checking to see who might or might not have busted, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Because so they're still stopping like each round. It's not like somebody getting ahead.
Yeah.
At least, I mean,
Because
if you do it the other way, you can sort of kind of maybe read faces.
Yeah, I mean, the thing
Yeah.
is by having everybody go at the same time, I'm just repeating myself. We're all doing the same game. We're all playing the same game. If it's so when it's me, right, and Nadine goes, and I'm sitting here, and then she takes her turn, and I'm sitting here, and she's taking her turn, and sitting here. So if it's something where we're all like advancing,
Okay.
I think it'd be good.
Do we want to add more numbers higher than 12?
Let's play with just this. Let's mix one variable at a time.
Okay.
Take
So
the 0 out though. The 0 doesn't make any sense.
But then it does, because if you don't have that, everyone just starts with 1 automatically, and there's no consequence. Like, it doesn't matter if it's 0.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Like, if you don't have the 0, everyone can just take
But then
the
you
1.
don't get Yeah.
Like there's
You
no
don't pass.
consequence to
You would
tapping
pass it
out
first.
at the first one. Everyone should just start with 1 jewel in their bag.